So what I like to use is jumbo raw shrimp, 21 and 30 count. You can get any type of shrimp that you want, but I prefer these. They're already deveined and peeled, and they're just really good and fat and plump. So here are the ingredients that I use. You can change this up based on how you want to taste it, but I like using accent lemon pepper, Zatarain's Creole seasoning, Old Bay, and a little bit of sugar. And the sugar kind of cuts out the salty taste. You can substitute the Creole seasoning for any type of Cajun seasoning, the accent for regular salt, or some type of flavored salt like I would say rosemary, garlic, curry, or something to that nature. But you don't need a whole lot of this stuff. Just to season the pancake batter. And pancake batter is the best to use because it already has a rising agent in it. But I still put a little bit of baking powder in it. That ensures that it's nice and plump and it rises perfectly and it's crunchy and all that good stuff. You can also use panko crumbs. That's if you want it to look more like, remember the shake and bake from back in the day with the pork chops and chicken. But panko crumbs will also make it crunchy. So sometimes I change up the mixture and put a little bit of that and roll it in the shrimp in the panko crumbs and then put it into the batter. Okay. So like I said before, I use pancake batter. Any type of pancake batter will work. And I mix it with water. That's about the consistency, as you can see that I'm pouring it here. It's probably like, the consistency is like cake batter, I would say. Not too runny, because if it's too runny, once you drop the shrimp in the oil, all of the batter will disperse, and you don't want that. So generally, once I get my grease hot enough, and the oil I use is probably a vegetable oil. You can use other types of oils, but the temperature of the oil is key. You do not want it to get too hot because it will cook the shrimp too fast and it will burn them. And you don't want it to be too low because then the shrimp will sit at the bottom of the pan and it will stick and it will not cook correctly, and then it'll saturate all the oil, but you don't want that. Okay, so generally once I think it's hot enough, I do a test. I take a little bit of the batter and put it in I don't know if you can see that, I'm getting a little shadow here, and drop it in the oil. It should hit the bottom and then immediately rise within like 2 seconds. So let's see what we have. Okay, you saw that, right? So it hit the bottom and it's risen to the top. And generally now, let's see, I have it on high. So I will turn it down. Depending on the color of these little Rice Krispie things, they should brown, and how fast they brown. If they brown really, really fast, then temperature is too high. I turn it down anyway to about 7.5 to 8. That will probably be medium if you have low, medium, and high. If the oil was too hot, I just remove it from the pan, set it to the side for a minute until it cools down. Okay? All right. Correction, I remove it from the heat, not from the pan. All right. Okay, so now I usually use one of the tines of the fork, try to grab the end, not pierce it too much, and just drop it at the bottom. Okay. I want them to be thick, so I make sure that they're saturated in the mixture and drop them in. As you see such. I don't lay them on top of each other, try to space them. So that's probably it. That fills the pan. Okay, you start to see them get brown. I'll go ahead and start flipping them. Some of them are sticking together. I can just flip the whole batch sometimes if I can get it under there. Sometimes that happens. It's a little hard. I'm holding the camera, so all right. There we go. So it really doesn't take that long to cook. Probably on each side, maybe a minute, like minute and a half. Shrimp really doesn't take a long time to cook. But you know, when you steam shrimp, it's done like really quickly. So it's the same thing when it hits oil. It's literally done in seconds. So, but just to ensure that the batter's cooked all the way through, this is why I have it on like medium. Okay? So on my stove, I think mine goes up to 9. Okay, 9 before it's high, so I'm thinking that's like 9.5. Okay, so like I said, I'll turn mine down to 7.5, and they should be ready. So this is the color that they should be. It's like a golden brown. You can make them lighter, but once again, if you make them too light, you have to be careful because the batter may not be thick. It may not be done all the way through, and you won't get the crunch, and it'll saturate too much oil. So once again, that temperature is key. I don't have a thermometer to stick in there, but once again, do that test, and that will ensure that everything works out well. Good luck with yours. Adios.